change doesn't happen because people stay quiet. Let's talk about how we can make a difference. So why does advocacy matter so much? Our elected officials, they represent hundreds, thousands, even millions of people, and they do not know what is on our minds, what we find important. In this video, we are going to be discussing practical ways to reach out to our elected officials, ways that don't take a lot of time or effort, but a little bit of organization. This way, the elected official is more prone to read it, understand it, and put it into action. Lawmakers often assume that one person's point of view stands for many people's point of view. And if you have a voting background, that power rises exponentially. But the most important part is communication. Communication matters, but how that communication is shared with your elected official, that's what matters the most. I want you to know this one awesome fact. If you are a voter and you have a voting history, your one point of view can stand for thousands, if not tens of thousands of your fellow voters, because your voice spoke up and said something. There are three main ways to speak with an elected official: by calling them on the phone, by sending an email, or by sending them a letter through the mail. I want to tell you, the good old snail mail is more impactful than you think. A lot of people don't receive real letters in the mail anymore, and when they do get them, that makes an impact on them. When you speak to an elected official or call their office, a lot of times the person that you will be talking with is not the actual elected person. It's going to be someone that works for them in their office. So it's very important that you understand that that conversation holds just as much power as talking to the elected official themselves. I have 7 quick rules to make all of this work better and more powerful for you. Rule number 1 is always to be courteous. You need to understand that the person on the other side of your email, your letter, or your phone call is another human being. Even if the elected official is not someone you voted for, they may have different viewpoints than you, but there is always a common ground. Number 2, know your stuff. Research the bill or the law that you wish to talk about. Know the bill number or the law number. Know enough about the bill that you can speak clearly about it, and understand what the bill is standing for and how that's going to impact you. Bills can be very difficult to understand. So you can go to your favorite search engine, type the bill name or number in, and there are usually organizations that have explained the bill and laid it out in a more easy to understand format. This way you can understand it better and point out the parts that really matter to you. When you contact someone, having that knowledge really helps that communication run smoothly, especially if you're talking on the phone. A lot of times if you're speaking with a person working for the representative, they may ask clarifying questions to ensure that your point of view is clear. Timing matters. Don't wait till after the vote. Bring the issue to your elected official before the vote takes place. Usually 2-3 days, maybe a week or 2 prior. Contacting them too far before the vote happens can be a problem because they could forget that communication happens. We are all human. Or if you do it too close where they're actually in chambers doing the vote, they may not see what your point of view is. So make sure you do a little research as to when the vote will happen. Make your point of view personal. Find something within the bill or law that really impacts you or your family or someone that you love. Share with them why it's important. My mom utilizes Meals on Wheels, and the Older Americans Act is so important because that act funds Meals on Wheels. If that act doesn't get passed, my mom doesn't get to eat, along with millions of other people. It's so important it passes. Or My dad utilizes the transportation services provided in the Older Americans Act. And we need to keep that going or he can't live independently anymore. And aging in place means a lot to him. Personal stories create connection with another person. Remember when we talked about a person not being from your same party or somebody you didn't vote for being your elected official? These kind of stories finds that common ground because I'm sure they themselves have someone they love that would love to keep those services as well. Keep your communication focused. One bill, one law, that's it. Because if you overrun the elected official with a lot of things going on, the impact is going to be diluted. And we don't want that. Just know that simple messages are easier to remember. Make sure in any communication that you provide to your elected official, whether it be a phone call, an email, or a written letter, that you always provide your personal full name and address. Now, if you're calling on behalf of your business, then you can give your business address. It is so important that you provide this information because your elected official wants to make sure that you are truly from their area so that you are a voter that they impact. They want to also look and see your voting record. You voted consistently in the near past, then they're going to say this person holds a lot of power and they're going to give you the point of view of hundreds, if not thousands or tens of thousands of people that vote for them. Voting constituents, aka you, equals power. So let's talk about writing effective letters and emails. It can take some of that stress away from you. Always keep your emails and letters short, to 1 page or less. Again, don't forget to add your full name and address. In an email, you should put the bill or the law number in your subject line. Do it, or an example would be to write voter perspective, HB for House Bill 1234. The first paragraph of the letter, you want to talk about who you are, what bill or topic you wish to discuss, and your main concern in regards to that topic. The second paragraph is where you want to put in your why. Why does it matter to you? This is where you're going to put in your personal story. This is where you can explain why it matters to you and why this bill should or should not pass. The last paragraph should be your direct question to them or what you want them to do. If you want them to pass the bill, if you want them to decline the bill or not pass the bill, and what you're looking for the outcome to be. Each paragraph should not exceed 3 to 5 sentences. Before you send your email or your letter, walk away from it for a minute, give yourself about half an hour, and then come back and edit it. Bring it down, read it through, make sure it reads right. One really important thing is you need to make sure that you also talk to people around you. Tell them what is mattering to you, what bill is coming up that you're concerned about. This way, they can also look into it, and if they feel the same, encourage them to reach out to their local elected officials. Encourage them to write their own letter in their own words. When you want to call an elected official, there are a few things you need to understand and kind of keep in your mind when you're making those phone calls. There are also a few tips and tricks you can use to make that phone call go really smoothly and get your point across. Do your research. Make some notes. Write down what the bill number or name is or the topic with which you need to speak to them about. Make sure you have one important talking point about that subject you wish to discuss. Have your personal story written down. Write down your request as well. So write down what your call to action is for them. Pass the bill, don't pass the bill, whatever it is, it will help you stay focused on your phone call. Write down on your notes your actual legal name, your address, and have it at the ready. Oftentimes when I'm on the phone with somebody and I'm talking about an important subject, I will forget things like that. just because you're in the mix of it, right? You're stressed out. So having everything written down is so important so that you can just read it and have it there for them. I know it sounds silly, doesn't it? But we do. We get kind of flustered, and then we don't remember the simplest of things. So to have that written down will really come in handy. Practice the phone call before making the phone call. Run through it. You want to make it short and sweet, respectful, and to the point. Practice also helps you reduce stress. It helps you stop the rambling. We all get there. We get somebody on the phone. We get to bend an ear, if you will. And that's not going to get your point across. Make sure when you do call your elected official that you keep your phone call brief. Respect goes both ways. They can respect you as a voter, but you also need to respect them as an elected official. They get hundreds, if not thousands of phone calls in a day. So being respectful and brief is so important, and it will give them an impact, and they will remember speaking with you. So if you call them again, they will be more apt to taking your phone call and really listening to what you have to say. And also remember to be kind. In every phone call, be kind. These people have a rough go of things. They were voted in by thousands of people that are expecting them to do the right thing. And they don't always know what their constituents really care about. So being kind and sharing with them your point of view and why your point of view matters will really have an impact on them. Now, how do you find these elected officials? These hidden people that are way up there in Capitol Hill. They're actually easier to find and easier to talk to than you think. I want to make a little disclaimer for YouTube that I am not doxing any company or any person sharing the information I'm about to share, that the information I have here is actually publicly. All of the information we're going to talk about today, I'm going to link below so that you can just go and get the printed information as well. And I'm going to be putting these things on the screen as I talk. And then if you go to the website, www.thinksarah.com, they will soon all be in the library on my webpage, and you can click on those as well. You can search your city and city clerk in your favorite search engine, and that should pop up your city clerk, and they should have voting information. You're going to be able to find out what district you live in. That's something you're going to want to put a note on a piece of paper of what district you're in, who your elected officials are, and their contact information. Some cities may even have your state and congressional representatives. If so, homework is done. That's all the information you need. Write it down, and you've got it. There's other ways you can find out who your elected officials are in your state, just by typing in your state name in your favorite search engine, and it will pop up. You can look in there, and then they should have a location where your elected officials are listed. You'll have to know what district you're in, so having that information from your city site is very important. If you look on your voting card, that information is typically in there as well, your district, your area, things of that nature. And those are going to be helpful for your state and local representatives. State officials, you can go on sites like My Reps, go to the elections office within your state's website. Federal officials, if you're looking for your House representative in Washington, D.C., you can go to house.gov and look up your representatives there. For your senators in Washington, D.C., you can go to senate.gov and scroll down to your state and find your representatives there. If you want a one-stop option for all things Congress, you can go to congress.gov, and they will have your House representative and senators listed together. These sites will provide Washington contacts and state office contacts for your representatives. Just know that if you contact either office, the information will be given to your elected official. Advocacy is not only sharing your thoughts and feelings with friends and family. Advocacy is speaking up for those who can't speak for themselves, giving your elected officials your point of view, because your voice could stand for hundreds, if not tens of thousands of others. These laws that your elected officials pass affect caregiving, financial support, resources, quality of life, for you and your loved ones. They have a lot of power over the things that matter to you most. Now you need to use your power to have your voice be heard. If you found this video and information helpful, please let me know down in comments. It lets me know that what I'm doing is on the right track and what you guys want to hear about. If there is a subject that you would love to hear about to support you as a caregiver, please let me know down below as well. Thank you so much for your support and for your views and for your likes and your comments and your subscriptions. And until we speak again, I wish you and your loved ones blessings